Hello. This little video is just to show you a trick you can use to sort of undergo a limitation in FreeCAD. Maybe not only in FreeCAD, maybe other programs have the same limitations. I show you what the problem is. We're going to work with FreeCAD in a 0.18 version, 0.18 release 16.110 from beginning of April 2019. And as usual, we are going to work in the gesture mode for the mouse. Let's just start. We switch to part design. We create a new file. And in this file we create a new body, and in the body we create a new sketch. Just plain as usual, XY plane, and let's go. Nothing fancy. We start by creating a rectangle. We constrain this rectangle. First we're going to constrain it to be symmetrically, as I've shown in a couple of other videos. First select the endpoints, then the center point, and then make it symmetric. Then a few other constraints. We want to have it with a distinct width of, let's say, 30 millimeters, and we want to have a distinct height of, let's say, 20 millimeters. And now we decide, okay, it should not be with sharp corners. We want to have it with corners that are defined in a fillet way. But we don't want to make a pad and then fillet this pad, as I'm just going to show. Usually you can make a pad, select two edges, and then you create a fillet. That's the usual way, but in this case we don't want to do it. We want to do it on the level of the sketch, because we might want to construct something that will be, let's say, tangent to one of the fillets, and you should not create a tangent to a fillet that was made on the feature level, because you know they can easily change their naming and you will run into trouble. So if you want to construct something that uses fillets, which you're gonna reference later, better do it on the sketch level. So normally that's quite easy. We select two of our lines. We use the fillet function, click them, and we've got a fillet. What you can see is, in the moment we did that, we've lost our length constraints. Let's continue and fillet a few more. Lost the fillet function. So this one and that one. When we now go and change the radius of the fillets, likewise by dragging, or if we select them and we want to just say make them all equal, then we see the size of our rectangle changes, and it changes heavily. So how can we assure that our base construction stays the same whilst we can change the radius? Well, it's quite easy. We create another rectangle. But we don't create this rectangle in a normal way. We use our construction line mode, where the lines change to blue color. And let's create our constraining rectangle. And again, this rectangle is gonna be, so the new rectangle should also be in symmetry to the center point, and it should have our size 30 and 20. So now we can say, okay, we constrain connection points between our arcs, which the fillets are, and the lines to this rectangle. Do it this way also, and another time this one here, and this one here. So now we've got them on track, and as you can see, if I change the size of the fillets, the lines will just stay as where they are. One thing is that we need to really constrain our arcs by radius, let's say 7, to get a fully constrained sketch. Now, this is one possibility. But what happens if we don't have a rectangle? Well, let's change. We take away the horizontality constraint here, we take away the verticality constraint here, and this allows us to drag this in a random shape. Now we just have to do one thing, and that is we use the point on object constraint again, and we put this here, and we put this point here, and now we have to constrain our leading blue polygon. Let's say this should have 25. And the last thing is we need to constrain the angle, and let's say this angle should be the constraint with 100 degrees. So now we have the blue lines locked, and we can still change the radius here to, let's give it a value. Let's say that's a 5 millimeters radius, and our outer contour is still being in shape and is not changing anymore. So this is a little trick with nothing fancy to make sure the fillet function within Sketcher does not change the shape of your defining rectangle or your defining polygon. Thanks for watching. Have fun with FreeCAD, and if you like, you can buy me a beer via PayPal. The address is found in my description of the video. Look forward to more videos, and by the way, it took a while. I had some restructuring things to do in my home, so it took a while until I was able to create a new video. So see you in the next time.